Video Files 19. The Separation. No, he is not listening or responding to anything I say. I'm finding it very difficult to get any results from what I am saying, the feelings I am sharing. Flashbacks to the day I left, 2011. He's pushing me further and further away, and I no longer want to stay. It hurts me to have to do this, but I need to be on my own. I need to escape. I want to walk away. I shall stay for Newt. I expect to change in a new direction. If I defend myself, put my defences high, I will rise above all of this. I will triumph. I'm finding this task very different and difficult. He has to change. If this works, he will begin to appreciate you and will respect you, honour you, trust you, and be there for you. If it doesn't work, then you will have to leave. It's only time, that's all it is. Give him time and he will come to you. Hold his heart in the palm of your hand. Relax, wait, and give him time. These conflicting forces have to be separated. Focus on the man who saved you. The escapism to the future. October 2011. Now that you have escaped, there is no turning back, and the path ahead will become clearer, brighter, and almost like a dream. But believe me, this dream will become a reality, and it will be very exciting, leading you to places where you have always wanted to go. It is not until you find your own inner strength that you are able to put all this behind you. Start living your life for yourself, not worrying about what other people think. You will also discover that when you do break free, you will begin to understand why you were treated that way, and will accept that the past is the past, people should be forgiven, and now that you are strong, you should be able to accept that people were only doing those things because they loved you, cared for you, and that was the only way they knew how. A form of protection. You were torn away because you were meant to be there for the people you met along the way. They wanted to protect you too much and clip your wings so that you could not fly. But we're not doing this intentionally to be cruel and unkind. What I have come to realise now is that since I have broken away from these chains, nothing in life phases me. I have a clearer outlook on life. I am optimistic rather than pessimistic, and I have full acceptance of the way I am and the way other people are. It is difficult to accept, though, and hard to stomach, that other people aren't the same. It is a choice you make to appreciate that everyone has a role to play. Value them, nurture, care. Find them a life that they are happy with. Society has caused these issues and problems faced by many. The conflicting opinions and views with criticism. Of course, everyone has their own opinions and views, but they should be willing to appreciate the opinions and views of others also, without having the need to argue or get angry. This is something that you need to learn to overcome, and if they choose to ignore what you think and decide not to take your thoughts into consideration, then it is their choice, and you need to learn to overcome this and become stronger and stronger so that you can walk away and accept it. Enjoy the life you want to lead totally on your own. Have fun and appreciate life to the full. You know that you are worth more than that and do not deserve everything that is being thrown at you, as you know that you have had to have overcome a stressful and painful period in your life, a period where hardly anyone understood how you were feeling and how you had to deal with the pain and lies that were being so cleverly and cunningly woven throughout that time. Walk away. Your absence will be felt. Respect will be given. It was the start of a time when I could use the lessons taught to me over the many years to make me the stronger woman I am today, to conquer my own life, become wiser and stronger to it all, to get to move on in both instances. The wheels were set in motion. The ball was about to roll. Heads were about to turn. It was to take over a decade of perseverance, courage, bravery, and strength to make it all go my way. For once, and then for the remainder of my life, I was free. My trials and tribulations had given me my freedom. From 2007 to now 2019, the plan was being laid. It is only when you are strong enough in body, soul and mind that you begin to analyse everything and realise that none of this was your fault. You were not to blame, and you were the only one who was right. People in time will realise this also, but it will not be until you tell your side of the story, the side that you have been keeping locked deep within the realms of your mind, unsure of what people might think. People should be held to account, abusing their power. Now you are strong enough to withstand any criticism and blame that is thrown your way. You can move on. Prove your innocence, have confidence to stand your ground and say exactly how you have been feeling and what has been said over the years that you have been away from your past life, whilst you were not there to defend yourself. To think these organisations, professionals, rich in cash, claim that they are there for others. Untrue, false. Transition period to your chosen life. In the transition period between the life you led before and the life that you are about to lead, the one where you are in control of changing it completely, your mind goes through a series of different states, and some people will not entirely understand what you are going through. People will give up on you along the way. I managed to turn my life upside down and in a complete new direction in less than 2 months the first time around, and a year and a half the second time it happened. I just kept going. I kept moving on, walking forwards, strong. During this time, the new life that you are about to lead is still in the state of consciousness, and the ability to think clearly and plan for the future is far beyond your grasp. All your alterations are going to plan, but it still seems to take forever, and those 8 weeks seem like a lifetime. Although in comparison to the rest of your life, it's just a small part really. This was the time it took for me to decide to leave, to find a new home, a flat, and move into it, away from all that I perceived to be wrong. This was the starting point, laying the foundations and stepping stones for success. No matter how hard it gets and long it takes, never give up. You need to remain focused, strong, and positive. At this part of the process, there is no time to be negative, as negative vibes will only hold you back and stop you from reaching your full potential and getting exactly what you want from life. If things aren't happening for you at the moment, then it obviously wasn't meant to be. Good things come to those who wait, and if you wait long enough, life will deal you exactly what you want. Just be patient. When you do get to this opportunity, take it firmly with a strong hold and never let it go. This takes a lot of skill, strength, and positive energy to do, and you will feel exhausted and emotionally drained. Keep persevering with the overwhelming feelings, and eventually you will succeed and everything will go your way. This is exactly how it happened, years on, I recall. On the 1st of April 2019, I was able to admit that the past was the past. The wrongs that were done in it weren't able to be rectified. The people in it who had wronged me were able to be forgiven, and I moved on. Sometimes you can be waiting for what seems like forever. The waiting is the hardest part, then suddenly all will fall into place. All will come together and all will make sense. Obviously, you are going to have times when you feel as if nothing is going to go your way. You're still waiting for the letter for that job interview. Your friends haven't phoned you. You can't get an appointment with a solicitor. And you haven't found a place to live. And you feel as if nothing is going to go your way. But eventually, all will go your way. It is the nature of life. Eventually, all these things do sort themselves out. But what you need to have is the view that if the letter doesn't come, the job that wasn't meant for you, or it wasn't meant to be. If your friends haven't phoned, They are just extremely busy with their own lives and haven't got the time. They will phone you and be there for you when it is the right time for them and when their lives are not so hectic. The appointment you wanted to make with the solicitor did not happen because she had other commitments and had other people who needed to see her before you did. Nothing will happen in the meantime, and things will turn out for the best when the time is right. You will do this by yourself. You will fight this on your own, and there will be lots of backing and lots of support from people who have been through the same as you and received injustice. You will all gain justice on all of the wrongs that have been done over the many, many years and the generations that the deeds have been done to. You have had time to think clearly and decide exactly what you deserve and are entitled to all that life has in store for you. Nothing can happen without your consent. You must persevere, believe, and be in acceptance. All is not lost. The awaited changes. These are the thoughts that you are having at this particular moment in time, and although they may not be the same thoughts as the thoughts that you will have when you have finally found yourself, your soul, and made a few realizations, you still need to make sure that you get what you're entitled to, and cover your tracks, plan ahead, and cater for every eventuality in order to be successful. Don't wait for things to come your way. Lay the foundations, do everything that you can to make changes to your present situation, and never give up on what you really want in life. Everything is in your power. As soon as you give up, you lose sight of the goals, and you will have a deep resentment for the rest of your life, wishing that you would have tried harder in order to make your dreams a reality. You need to fight for what you really want in this life and have to be strong and determined and let people know how much you want it and need whatever it is you're searching for. Never give up. Hold on in there. Keep holding on, progressing. They are your ideas. Keep them safe. Harness all that you are in one final attempt. 15 years in business, 1st of April 2019, I am about to finalise all tasks so that I can move forward into a new house. The next move is in your hands. Every move is in your hands. You are in control. The flat house that you loved as soon as you saw it, the one you thought was so perfect, the one you thought you were going to rent, fell through. But that is because it just wasn't meant to be for you. There is always one just around the corner that is just as perfect, if not better. The secret is to wait and be patient. Things will turn out for the best and eventually fall into place. Excuse me whilst I yawn. Things will turn out for the best and eventually fall into place, creating an idealistic future that you wish to lead. All will happen in its own time. Patience is a virtue. Keep calm and carry on. Create positive karma around you as you continue walking on with your head held high, rising above all the denial. People cannot duplicate you. You are the key. You hold the key to the only door. You cannot be cloned. What's meant to be will be when the time is right. You may have already reached this point much earlier than I did, through your own self-belief, faith, and focus, with the support of people who are close to you and people who you don't expect to help supporting you every step of the way, regardless of whether they fully understand. This will depend upon how strong you are when you decided that things weren't right for you and you made the decision to break away. If this happens, you have the strength and the backing to succeed and to do well in whatever you choose to do. You want people to be asking questions about your plans and showing an interest. You constantly strive for recognition, someone to be interested in what you are doing. Focus. Only time will grant you every wish when you are ready to receive. It can seem like that you have the hardest job and so many more commitments than everyone else. Fight for all that surrounds you. Keep believing, keep going. All will be revealed soon. Be strong for that one last stretch of time. He will be here. This is the hardest hour. Fight the good fight. What happens when what you believe in is being supportive is totally contradicted by the people closest to you? That is when things start to hurt and become an uphill struggle. If this happens, everything becomes so hard and unfulfilling, and it becomes difficult to believe in yourself and your wants and needs. You begin to resent your views, not want their advice, and argue your point across continuously. Unfortunately, what you begin to realise is that this angle will not work. It will only confuse and hurt some people, because what they think is them trying to help you, being supportive, caring and loving. It is what they believe to be right, based on their experience they've had from the life path they have walked upon, but not the path that you are going to embark upon. You need to distance yourself and create space so that your life does not absorb into theirs. You are very different from them. Relax into the moment. The downward slide in the clashing of minds. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are right in any way, shape or form. They are feeling that although they want to understand your views, they still want to state their views, even though this is not what you want to hear. Instead of accepting that you want different things from life, and you want independence and freedom, they cannot help you or say the right thing at the right time, and you end up clashing like barbarians. You will find that in time, you cannot change the views of some people overnight, and you have to accept that, hoping that one day soon they will make the decision to give you a little respect and begin to understand you and where you are coming from. All you want is for them to respect your wishes, support you all the way, and be there for you when things are tough, with an ability to say the right words at the right time, which will help to take the pain away. Morals and values. Common courtesy and politeness goes a long way. Ignorance makes us feel rejected. Making someone feel welcome is also a good trait to have. These are little things which make a big difference. Remember, you have your reasons, and as long as they reflect honesty and truth, then perseverance with them. Do not allow anyone to stand in the way of change, because change can happen if you really want it to, and only you can do this. No one else can do the changes for you. Too many people have stolen your ideas, copied your models, and you have had no credit for this. You deserve so much more. Respect and acceptance of others. Although you yourself have an open mind, can listen to and appreciate the lives of others, it is hard to imagine that anyone else is thinking any different from you. But what you have got to understand is that some people do not think in that way, and unless they have experienced what you have experienced, will never understand. Why should people stop you doing what you want to do because they think differently? Do they want you to be content with the life that they are leading and follow the same path that they are taking? If they are content and happy in their lives, who gives them the right to tread on your toes and tell you what you are thinking is wrong? Everyone should be entitled to a life that they choose, and surely no one should judge or criticise a life if it is not the same as theirs. I don't do it, so why should anybody else? Respect goes a long way in making someone else feel appreciated and accepted. People need to work together, share their work in practice and life experience, but never take ideas and use as theirs. Exploration and discovery, a pathway to freedom. Isn't that the way we all learn? Through learning from the life we choose and paths we take that may be seen as mistakes, although they may turn out to be a life-changing decision and a decision through which we learn. If we knew how we should run our lives before we grew up, life would become easy and less painful and cruel. Everyone needs to try things out for themselves and learn from their choices in life, and not to be constricted and trapped with an inability to explore different avenues, which consequently lead to triumphs and failures, enabling us to discover the right way through life, lessening mistakes. Unconditional love is the best form of love, and having forgiveness for mistakes is also important. We have to respect that others too can share their knowledge. Such is life. It is like being bound to a post with thick hessian rope, and as you get older and wiser, that rope starts to loosen and becomes frayed at the edges as you struggle to get free from the rope that is binding you, making you feel stifled and trapped. Inch by inch, that rope gets looser and weaker as you become stronger and more determined to break free. Why do people feel threatened by knowledge, cleverness? Why can't they use it to inform practice, change direction, breaking free? Suddenly, there is a loud thud on the floor as the rope falls to the ground. You are free, free to wander, free to roam, experience life to the full without anybody stopping you and holding you back. This feeling is exhilarating, a feeling which cannot be explained and a feeling which will last forever. When you feel strong enough and when it feels like it is the right time, let go. Leave those who don't understand behind. They will soon catch up eventually. One day, when they can fully see you making advances, making changes, living life for the better, learn to let go. This is the moment when you learn to break free. Informed decisions are what make us thrive and be successful. When other people steal your ideas, it is wrong. Plagiarism. It took a long time before I could break free away from these chains and the deep protection given to me by those who love me the most. And when I did, it felt good. At last I was doing something that felt right and different. I no longer had to accept blame, put up with the feelings of being trapped, smothered and overprotected. I was able to be free, to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, and become what I wanted to become, a free agent in the big wide world, leading my life the way I chose to, and being in control of every situation that had been presented to me. There have been 2 times in my life when I have had to strengthen myself to leave everything behind, and although at times I have felt lonely, confused and hurt by people's accusations and beliefs surrounding each situation, I have had to have the strength to get on with my life and do it regardless. Would you have rather me remain unhappy for the rest of my life? Consider this, being in my shoes, having the ideas that could change the course of action, a cure, a new way of living, managing well-being.